Tim with Ghost Towns of Washington, and today we are in Okanogan County, and some of you who are familiar with this location know where we are at by looking over my shoulder at the structure behind me. We are at the mining camp town site of Bodie, and Bodie was a mining camp that existed back in the early 1900s, and the original town was located not far from here in the 1890s. So we'll talk a little bit more about Bodie and show you around, and we appreciate you coming along on this adventure. But before we get started, we want to say thanks for following us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, and our Bodie adventure begins now. So the majority of Bodie is located along the roadside here, and the mines were nearby here. The reason this whole mining camp and little town existed. And the mines were owned by the Wrigley brothers of the chewing gum fame. And they were operated from 1902 until 1911 by the Wrigley brothers. And then the mine was operated later after the 1930s when it sat idle for a while. And then these buildings evidently were restored sometime in the 30s when mining resumed here. So we'll just kind of take a walk along here and show you what structures are here. Now, a lot of people have called some of these structures by different names and purposes, but from our research, I don't know that anybody really knows what some of these buildings were. Some were older than others. Some came along later. So we'll do some more checking. We happen to know the owner, so we'll see if we can find out some additional information. But we'll just give you a kind of a brief view here of what's inside. We're not going to go inside, we'll just show you. Kind of see the canvas that was on the walls. So we're going to come down to this last structure here that looks like it may have been a later structure, or they did some modifications to it later. Some of the materials and style is definitely a little bit newer in terms of when this camp originally existed. Unfortunately, every year I come out here, this seems to be getting a little worse every year. So I don't know how much longer this place has to survive before these buildings really start coming down. So we'll walk to the other end here. I've looked around historical records and societies, and I haven't found a whole lot of photographs of Bodie, of what it looked like, even in the 30s going back. I'm sure there's some out there. I'll just have to do some more digging. You can kind of see what's left of these structures. Now, the structure that most people know Bodie for, what you saw in the opening shot behind me, was this building across the highway. Some people said it was a schoolhouse, some said it was a bunkhouse, some said it was a hotel. There's a lot of different opinions and theories of what it was. I've talked to people and no one's been able to definitively say for sure what it is, but we'll take a walk over here. So we'll come around to the front here. Again, I'm not going to probably go inside. I'll just give you a shot inside. I know years ago when I was out here, I believe, I don't know if it was on the main floor or the second floor, but there was still some wallpaper in here. And we'll take another look inside these open windows. You can see the upper floor is sagging pretty bad. Let me come back over here and we'll take a shot here and look at the buildings across the road from this angle. So there's the remaining structures there. There's a car coming, so I'm going to move. So back behind the big structure, which could have been the hotel or schoolhouse or bunkhouse, there's a couple of little outbuildings back here. And there's a view from the side. Of course, here was an important structure, the outhouse, dual. Imagine using this back in the day with another individual in there. Would have been interesting, to say the least. And then we come back to the rear of this structure. You can see, unfortunately, up in the second story, where some Banksies have gotten to this, and there's some tagging and whatnot up there, which is always unfortunate to see. So we're going to walk back towards the road here. So this is as good a time as any to say thanks for coming along with us on this adventure. Thanks for following us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please remember to subscribe to our channel. And we look forward to sharing our next adventure with you. And until then, take care.